Hello and welcome to Engineering Graphics and Design lesson. Okay, in this lesson we are going to focus on topic 2, which is assembly drawing. Okay, these are the learning outcomes for this topic. So for this topic I have decided to make two sections. So the first section will be based on sectioning, and then the second part will be based on assembly. So the learning outcomes for this specific lesson are the first two lessons. Okay, so what is sectioning? Sectioning is a procedure whereby a part is cut in order to show the hidden details. Okay, so after that part has been cut, it will have to be presented in form of a drawing. So to do that, we're gonna need to do the sectional views. So what are these sectional views? Sectional views are orthographic views that are used to show features that are hidden. Okay, so as you can see, they're saying that these are the orthographic views. So the orthographic projection that you did in level 2 and also in the first chapter, you're still gonna use it even in this section. Okay, so why do we use sectional views? We use them to clearly show the internal features of a part or an assembly, to convert hidden details or hidden lines to solid lines, and lastly, when there is a need to dimension internal features. So this we use sectional views to do those things. Okay, so let's look at this this drawing here. Okay, so in this drawing we are having a front view, which is this one at the bottom here, and then we are having a top view, which is here at the top. The drawing is in third angle projection. So from this drawing, especially if we can focus on the front view here, from the front view you can see that inside of this drawing we are having too many hidden lines. So from having this many hidden lines, it is not easy for us to see exactly on what is happening on this drawing. So it is difficult to read such a drawing that has only hidden lines like this. Okay, so we can make it to look better by sectioning, so which means we will cut the top view here in the middle. So if you can just follow the cursor here, so we cut the top view in the middle so that we can reveal the inside part of this drawing. So if I can move on to the next slide, you can see that after sectioning, which means I have cut it throughout the whole drawing here. So after cutting it, then the results will be here at the bottom. So you can see from these results that the front view now looks better and well presented, much better than if you are only representing it using the hidden details. So you can see that it is somehow simplified. Okay, so in sectioning we are having something that is called a cutting plane. So this is a line which shows where the cutting plane passes through the object. Okay, the type of a line for the cutting line is a long and short dashed line. So you can see it here at the bottom here. So we are representing the cutting line or the cutting plane using this kind of a line here. So it is a long and dashed long line. Okay, so at each end of the line, a short line with an arrow is shown. So this arrow here, it shows the direction of where you will be looking at your drawing. So in this case here, let's look at the drawing on your right here, the top one. So you can see that the lines are pointing upwards, which means you're just gonna cut the drawing here in half, and then after cutting that drawing, then you will look at the same direction. So which means you will look upwards here. So this I will make it more clearly when we are doing as we go further in this lesson. So similarly with section BB here, so you can see that it is pointing this side on, it is pointing on the left. So which means you will be standing here and then looking the drawing from the right and looking to the left side. The arrow at they are at the right angle to the line, and they are capital letters at the corners. That indicates the section reference. Okay, so you can see that like this one at the top here, you can see that just next to the arrows there you have A, and then on the other side you also have A. This is just for reference, so it means that this A and also that A, they represent that you are cutting from this side, going all the way through the drawing and towards the end, and then you will end up here on the other A. So it is for section AA. So similarly with section BB, you start at the top here, going down there, and then you will end up at B, another B. So these letters, they cannot be mixed with other letters. So for example, you cannot have letter A and B on the same drawing, or letter B and C, or A and X. So every time when you are seeing these letters, they should always be the same. So you can either have A and A, or B and B, or sometimes we might have X and X. So that will depend on what you are given. Okay, another thing that we need to know, it is called hatching or section lines. So these are the thin type B lines. As a rule, these lines are drawn at an angle of 45 to the horizontal. So you can see from this drawing on the right side here, you can see that these lines, they are at an angle to the horizontal. So normally you will find out that they are at an angle of 45, especially when you are dealing with only one component. So always you use a 45-degree set square. Section lines must be equally spaced on all the views of the same components or parts. They should be drawn in the same direction on all the views. So as you can see here, all the section views, they are going on the same directions. All these drawings here, the section views, they are going in one direction. Okay, a suitable spacing which may be used for hatching are as follows. So you have 1 millimeter spacing for small section faces. So for example, if you are having a piston ring is a small piece, so you might need to draw it using a 1 millimeter spacing. And then you have 3 millimeter spacing for medium section faces. So this one is the one that you would like, we're gonna use most of the time. And then you also have a 5 millimeter for a larger section faces. So this one, it applies on the parts which are big or which are large. Alright, Section lines should never be parallel with the object lines and should be drawn using guideline on the set square. Okay, let's look at the drawings on this side here. So we can see that they say that the section lines they should never be parallel to the object line. So here we are having an object line here, which is this dark one. So it's an object line which indicates the object, and then on the inside here you are having the section lines. So you can see the correct way of sectioning is to put these section lines in an angle, and always make sure that that angle is not parallel with the section line, with the object lines. So from this drawing here you can see the correct way of sectioning, which is putting this one at an angle, and then the incorrect way of sectioning. So similar with the bottom drawing here, you can see that we are having a triangle here which is inclined at an angle here. So this means we cannot draw the section lines that are going on this side of a triangle. So the best way to do it, and the correct way to do it, is to draw it on the different side. Okay, so I'm gonna pause for now, and then we will continue on the next video.